Hey, what's going on, guys? Super Nerd Pharaoh here, back with another late YouTube video. Fun fact, going to trade school actually kills your available time to do stuff. So I hope that you've been sticking with me for now. Let me know in the comments right now, actually. Drop a comment telling me what you're currently doing to make your life better. I'm going to talk about Pokemon, and then you can listen and tell me about what you're doing in Pokemon after you make that comment. Go drop that comment and put a like on the video because I'm going to be talking about I'm not capping. Check this out. Check this out. Listen, look. I have been playing the crap out of this game, okay? You see that behind my head? That is a maxed out battle pass. I have been playing Pokemon Champions. I'm not bamboozling nobody, okay? I've been playing the crap out of this game. I love Pokemon battling. I basically had a whole bunch of free time because of my 2 off days and no days from school. I was having fun. I really was. And though I am, if you can't tell by the title, I am incredibly underwhelmed by the product as a whole. It is a Pokemon game, and that's the part of I have this thing in my brain that tells me to enjoy Pokemon and go find Pokemon thing. Did I buy a Switch 2 for Pokopia? No, I'm poor. But Pokemon Champions is free, and I did a whole bunch of basically costless stuff relative to what I make to make this work, or rather what I tried to make it work with, because I've transferred Pokemon from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, ZA, and actually my copy of Ultra Moon, like my Tapu Koko and stuff, and basically none of them were available to be used. But we're going to talk about the Pokemon roster later, but I had this entire 30-minute video about my first round draft, my first box of Pokemon Champion Pokemon that I ended up not releasing because of what's happened. It would have been it would have aged like milk. It really would have. And I mean, all art, we owe it to the world to create bad art and stuff, but come on. When you see the roster for Pokemon Champions versus what I wanted to put in here, it's just let's just talk about the game. Anyways, the game is incredibly approachable. The tutorial, just do the tutorial. They give you tons of free stuff with the tutorial. The UI, check this UI out. Look at the UI in Pokemon Champions. This UI, everything's so easy to navigate in this game. I do like how the training, they get you into the stats pretty quickly, and yeah, your Pokemon from the Gachapon pulls are very badly optimized most of the time. But look how easy it is to train a Pokemon from zero. You just pick it, and then you pick its stats. Boom, max out the speed, max out the attack, give it a little bit of HP, and then like give it a fucking. I mean, I don't care about my statistics, so like. This is just easy to work with, honestly. And I'm super glad that they did this, that they made Pokemon this approachable, because people were biting their nails at what it was actually going to look like, right? I think I'm going to do Brave Bird here and Entrainment, which is a bug type move, I'm pretty sure. Where's Entrainment? Did they already take it away? Entrainment and Feather Dance would be funny, but we'll try this for now. Make sure to use your training tickets instead of your VP, by the way, when you're upgrading your Pokemon. It's that easy, right? So everything in this game is super straightforward. However, sometimes the straightforwardness is with regards to like monetary or providing shareholder value. This game has some trash in it, and it's trash on purpose. It's trash so your Gachapon pulls have trash mons in it, like my shiny cast form. Watchogs in this game. This game is missing some starters. It's missing trying to transfer your megas from Legends EA. God, we need to talk about the roster, but we're not gonna do that yet. Let's talk about getting my battle pass maxed out. I like playing Pokemon battles. Pokemon battles are incredibly fun, and I think the battles are mostly approachable. I do believe, like, I'm not the best competitive battler. I lose more than I win, even in like low stakes situations. And it's not like I'm trying crazy stuff. I'm just like not very good at hyper competitive Pokemon. That's why I'm trying to get better at it. That's what this app is for, right? But that, good lord, is it addictive. If you like playing Pokemon battles, this game is fun to play. Yeah, there's no 66 singles, but like I played VGC doubles. I'm good at battle spot singles because I played a whole bunch of Pokemon Stadium, but there's no 6v. Like, you can go in the app and there's no 6v6 singles, right? That's a problem. But this game is not really competing with Pokemon Showdown. I can understand why. It's not like they're trying to create like Smogon tiers and stuff. There's a reason, right? But I guess we should talk about the fact that, like, okay, so the memberships, right? Two things I'm not paying for. I'm not paying for the membership. I'm not paying for the battle pass. I do not care that much. I can get my own Pokemon from elsewhere. There's a billion different Pokemon and a billion different games, and I can transfer them through home into champions. I will never be want for cosmetics to make me look super pretty. Honestly, never paid real money for cosmetics. I know I did that in like Pokemon Unite for a little bit. It's because I was a different person back then. These days, I don't care that much, and it's just about the game. I don't care about the other two, but I did buy the expansion pass just because it was a solid amount of money. Not the expansion pass, what's it called? The starter pack, whatever. It was easy to get, and it's purely beneficial. The customization in the game is, I mean, like, all right, check this out. So the customization, it's, again, these are just, you got your throwing styles, which is cool. You get your victory poses. You can have victory poses. I guess that's cool. Not much care. But I mean, I did get one, but like, I'm not really gonna spend real money. This game kind of douses you in VP at the very beginning, and then you can go to the shop, and the music gets pretty samey after a while. But if you want to buy some more songs, they're actually incredibly expensive for the songs that you can buy. This is pretty nuts, honestly. You can buy music, you can buy poses and clothes and eyes and all that stuff. I'm not particularly riveted by the entire thing. But I guess we're beating around the bush here. We're gonna talk about this roster. The roster for Pokemon Champions is awful. The starting draft. Okay, so I'm gonna do a super fast forwarded version of that stupid 30-minute video right now. Okay, and you're back. So I know it was super duper fast forwarded, but we're gonna look at what we have versus what I wanted. So you can go into achievements and it'll tell you what the roster is, because every Pokemon has their set of achievements for using them. Some of these Pokemon do not belong in a hyper competitive sim. I'm gonna be honest, all the ones with Mega Evolutions, fine. Azumaril's got huge power, you can make it work, right? Sableye's cool, Torkoal's a staple, Altaria's got a Mega Evolution. What is Cast Form doing here? No one's ever used Shieldon or Bastiodon. I mean, Spiritomb's not entirely, like, unsalvageable. But the Elemental Monkeys? How did the Elemental Monkeys make it into this game? How did Liepard make it into this game? Over the Megas that were supposed to be in here. I've got a Raichu that I wanted to turn into Mega Raichu or use it as support Raichu, and I'm using it as support Raichu. This thing. It's called Twin Tail because she's got two tails, but not really. I mean, its surface pretty good. But, I mean, look at Pokemon Champions featuring Gliscor with no Toxicor. The item variety is terrible, too. You don't get Life Orb, you don't get Assault Vest or Covert Cloak. Fake Outers are running wild. There's a lot of stuff that's missing from this game to be the competitive powerhouse that it claims it wants to be. And by saying it claims it wants to be, no one ever said that Pokemon Champions was going to be the definitive Pokemon game. But if they did say that it was going to be the centralized platform for Pokemon Championships heading forward, you would expect it to have a competitive roster of starting Pokemon that didn't include things like Watchog and Cast Form, if it was going to exclude the newest Mega Evolutions and some competitive staples like Iron Hands, Iron Valiant, Walking Wake, right? Some Ultra Beasts, some Paradox Pokemon, some Mega Evolutions. It is missing a vital amount of Pokemon, and I have no idea how they thought they can get away with it, but a whole bunch of people have complained, and I'm one of them. And I say that because the trash mobs that I keep are trash mobs in bad competitive Pokemon, like again Watchog and the elemental monkeys and cast form. They're there so that your Pokemon gacha pulls can be diluted. This roster, it's not like most of these Pokemon are usable. I mean, I would say every single one of them is usable. You can use them, you'll just lose. We're just missing some incredibly hyped stuff that we've gotten in the past couple of years, especially including Pokemon Legends ZA, who everyone wanted to see what all the new megas would be, because Mega Evolution is the only battle gimmick that you can use right now. You can't Gigantamax, and you can't Z moves, you can't use Terrassalization yet. So yeah, this game's got a whole bunch of development ahead of it. Obviously, it's not going to stay like this, but for a first impression, they could not have done worse. I mean, they could have done worse. Like I said, it could have been more bare bones. But for my expectations for this game, I really cannot communicate how disappointed I am. Not for just like my giant roster of Pokemon that I don't get to use, that I've spent time transferring to Pokemon Home and spending like minute amounts of money to make sure that I have the storage space for them, but just for being able to enjoy a definitive Pokemon battler. Like I'm not like, I play Showdown all the time, but I like playing hardware against real people because that's where the soul is at, right? The soul really is where the competitors are. The competitors are Pokemon Showdown. So I'm just super mega ultra disappointed, honestly. And I hope that in the future they handle the game a lot better than it's being handled. But for now, wow, this game is super duper bare bones, and the battles in the game suffer for that. Some egregious examples of Pokemon are just running wild. Like, you would think you could run an Umbrella against like Mega Charizard Y, but nope. You better be able to shut it down with weather. And how many prankster weather setters do you have outside of Whimsicott? Stuff like that gets in the way of what the point of a centralized competitive platform for Pokemon is supposed to be. But I guess that's enough rambling for me before I start talking in circles. I did make it to Great Ball. Now that you've told me what you're doing to make your life better, you can tell me what you're shooting for, what you want to make work in this game. Right now I'm running a rain team with Palafin and Pelipper, and I think I have Gliscor on there. I honestly forget. But yeah, just this game is a deuce. I'm Super Nerd Pharaoh, and thanks for watching this far. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you next time, hopefully soon. Peace.